Stocks may be part of that?
Correct. And we know what happened in 2021. They went up too quickly, and then the Fed changed policy, and they went down a lot. So
hey there, future millionaires. Welcome back to the channel. It's so good to see you again. I hope you're crushing it today, no matter where you are in this amazing world of ours. Today, we're diving into XRP, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. But real quick, I've been hearing from so many of you that YouTube's been playing hide and seek with our videos lately. Do me a huge favor and smash that subscribe button, then hit the bell icon so you never miss out on any of our content. Seriously, it helps more than you know. All right, let's jump right in. I'm looking at XRP on the daily chart right now, and we're sitting pretty at $251 as I'm recording this. Now here's what's interesting. XRP just bounced back into the green, which is awesome to see, but we're still moving sideways in this range. Now, if you zoom out and take a look at the 7-day chart with me, you'll notice something really interesting. XRP has been stuck in this sideways dance for quite some time now. We're talking about this tight range between $245 and $255, just bouncing back and forth like a ping pong ball. Here's the thing though, and this is where it gets exciting. We've actually seen XRP pull this exact same move before, and here's what's crazy. Almost every single time XRP does this sideways shuffle, it's like it's winding up for something big. We usually see a massive breakout to the upside right after these consolidation periods. So the million-dollar question is, will history repeat itself here? Are we about to witness another explosive move up? Or is this time going to be different? Listen, we've got some massive events lined up for November, and I'm talking big things that could shake up the entire crypto space. And check this out. Bitcoin just climbed back above 110,000. Can I just say, I am so ready for Bitcoin to absolutely explode already. Like, come on, Bitcoin, do your thing. I would love nothing more than to see Bitcoin smash through to a brand new all-time high, because you know what happens next, right? When Bitcoin goes parabolic, it's like a rocket ship that pulls XRP and pretty much the entire market along for the ride. But here's what's been driving me, and probably you too, absolutely crazy. Every single time Bitcoin looks like it's about to break out and go to the moon, something mysteriously knocks it back down. It's like clockwork. And that's exactly why everyone and their grandmother is screaming market manipulation right now. I mean, can you blame them? The timing is just too perfect every time. This bull market is nearing its end. Morgan Stanley says so. Take a listen to this.
Cuts are necessary at this point.
No, I think too much liquidity is going to inflate the bubble more quickly.
That is the sense when you have money sloshing around. That does make people get a little worried. Meme stocks may be part of that?
Correct. And we know what happened in 2021. They went up too quickly, and then the Fed changed policy, and they went down a lot. So that's the biggest risk. But what's important, Becky, is that's consistent in the later stages of the bull market.
The one thing that you think, though, is that the market's not as expensive as some people are suggesting here. So that's a bit of a contradiction. How do you?
Well, I think one of the biggest errors investors make is the stock market cares about future earnings, right? So you're taking someone's prediction of what's going to happen, right? When you look at the denominator, if a PE is based on a prediction, is that prediction accurate? And what we saw this year is that the first quarter came along, companies beat, so the full year number should have gone up, but because of tariffs, companies said, we don't know what's going to happen.
Now pay attention to this. He mentioned that tariffs are messing with the stock market, and you know what? He might be onto something there. But here's where I completely disagree with him. When it comes to crypto, I think he's got it all wrong. Look, I can feel it in my bones. There's a huge move brewing in the crypto space right now. Call it intuition, call it experience, but something big is about to happen. And here's the kicker. I genuinely believe we're nowhere near the end of this bull cycle yet. Not even close. Think about it. We won't truly know we've hit the peak until Bitcoin goes absolutely nuclear and breaks out in a way that makes everyone's jaw drop. Until that happens, we're still in the game, my friends. That's when we'll know. That's the signal that tells us we're finally approaching the end of this incredible cycle. But hey, speaking of what's driving this market forward, let me show you something really exciting. I've spotted 3 massive signs that prove institutions are still going all in on crypto adoption. And trust me, when you see these, you're going to understand why I'm so bullish on what's coming next. So let's break these down one by one. And get this. This is coming straight from Forbes, so you know it's legit. What they're reporting is absolutely mind-blowing. Mastercard is potentially looking at spending billions, yes, you heard that right, billions with a B on crypto acquisitions. Then we've got Visa. Yeah, that Visa. Fully embracing stablecoin payments like it's no big deal. And here's the really exciting part. Wall Street is diving headfirst into real-world asset tokenization. I mean, think about it. We're watching traditional finance giants completely flip the script and go all in on crypto infrastructure. This isn't just adoption anymore, folks. This is full-scale integration. And you know what? I think they're absolutely spot on with this prediction. Here's the thing. We're already seeing it unfold right before our eyes in the crypto space. Since we're crypto investors, we're paying attention to all these headlines that others might be missing. Every single day, it's another major institution partnering up with this crypto company or that blockchain firm. But here's what's really fascinating. If you start connecting the dots, you can trace almost every single one of these partnerships back to Ripple somehow. Sometimes it's a direct connection. Other times it's through one of Ripple's partners. But the threads are always there if you look close enough. The truth is, institutional adoption isn't some future fantasy. It's literally happening right now, right under everyone's noses. We're just witnessing the early stages of something absolutely massive. Okay, here's a mind-blowing fun fact for you. Less than 7% of people on this entire planet are invested in crypto. Can you believe that? We're still that early. But here's where it gets even crazier. Of that tiny 7%, only 0.1% actually understand what's about to unfold. That's like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, if you're an XRP investor watching this right now, congratulations. You're part of that elite 0.1% who can see exactly where this whole thing is headed. Why? Because as XRP holders, we get it. We understand this is all about revolutionizing payments and transactions. Think about it. We're talking about real-time payments that happen in seconds, not the ancient SWIFT system with its ridiculous 3 to 5 day waiting periods. And don't even get me started on how expensive traditional payments are. We're literally holding the solution in our hands. But wait, it gets even better. We haven't even seen real-world asset tokenization explode yet. That's still waiting for the regulatory green light to unleash its full potential. And here's what I think is the absolute game changer happening this November. The massive shift to ISO 20022. In my opinion, this is the moment everything changes. All right, buckle up because November 13th could literally be the most important date for XRP holders in recent years. I'm talking game-changing stuff here. But you know what? Here's the thing about dates in crypto, and Paul Barron agrees with me on this. Whenever someone slaps a specific date on something, you can almost guarantee that Murphy's Law kicks in and delays everything even longer. It's like clockwork. That said, let me tell you what just happened that has me genuinely excited. Canary Funds just cleared the path for the very first US spot XRP ETF. This is huge, guys. Here's why this matters so much. We're talking about institutional access on a scale we've never seen before. Get this. Bitwise's CIO is predicting that XRP ETFs could become billion-dollar funds within just their first few months. Let that sink in for a second. And the proof is already there. Rex Osprey's XRP ETF, which operates under a different structure, already crossed $100 million in just 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Plus, we've got 7 major firms with pending applications right now. This isn't just adoption anymore. This is an all-out race. Remember when XRP jumped 10% the moment the SEC dropped the Ripple case? Well, ETF approval could be the next massive catalyst that sends us to the moon. But here's my honest take, and I think every XRP holder watching this will relate. Whenever we put a specific date on something XRP-related, that date comes and goes and crickets. Nothing happens. It's like XRP has its own timeline that doesn't care about our predictions. My gut tells me this is going to happen when we all least expect it. That's just how XRP rolls. Now check this out. Top trader DonAlt, the guy who absolutely nailed XRP's massive 700% rally, is saying something really interesting. He thinks XRP is sitting pretty calm at $2.50 right now. But here's what's fascinating. He says this isn't just luck or coincidence. He calls it the boomer base effect. And honestly, this explanation is genius. Think about it this way. While all the younger traders, the Zoomers, are out there chasing the latest shiny hype coins and jumping from one trend to another, guess who's been quietly holding XRP steady? The older, more experienced holders who've been through multiple market cycles. These seasoned investors are literally keeping XRP afloat and turning it into what DonAlt calls the market's most durable bet. It's like having a rock-solid foundation while everyone else is building on quicksand. Pretty smart observation, if you ask me. What he is essentially saying is that any older XRP holder is not selling their XRP. And that's exactly what's keeping XRP's price rock solid where it is right now. Instead of crashing down like so many other coins, XRP is holding this incredible stability at $2.50. It's like a coiled spring just waiting to explode. Once that buying pressure kicks back in, and trust me, it will, we're going to see XRP shoot up lightning fast. I'm 100% on board with this theory because we've witnessed this exact same pattern play out before. It's like XRP has this superpower where it doesn't take massive amounts of money to get it really moving. A little bit of buying pressure goes a long way with XRP. It's honestly one of the things I love most about this asset. That stability followed by explosive moves. It's predictable in the best possible way. Okay, this is huge news. Committee Chair John Bozeman just dropped a bombshell. He's saying the Clarity Act is going to be voted on by committee before Thanksgiving. And get this, he's confident they're going to get it done this year. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this possibility. I'm crossing my fingers, toes, everything that they actually get the Clarity Act locked in by the end of 2025. Because here's the thing, if this thing drags into 2026, we're probably looking at it getting stuck in political limbo until after the midterms. And nobody wants that. But here's why this matters so much for all of us. The moment we get the Clarity Act passed, all this endless speculation in the crypto space finally comes to an end. No more guessing games, no more regulatory uncertainty driving everyone crazy. From that point forward, it's going to be all about one thing: utility. Pure and simple. The projects that actually solve real problems and have genuine use cases will rise to the top, while everything else falls by the wayside. This could be the turning point we've all been waiting for. Morning Crypto Report. XRP to rocket 81% in November. Is it possible? Coinbase CEO teases big month. You know what's funny? Whenever someone comes out and says this is going to be the month or big things are happening this month, it's like the universe has a twisted sense of humor. Those are usually the exact months that drag on forever and absolutely nothing exciting happens. It's like crypto's version of Murphy's Law. The more hype around a specific time frame, the more likely that month is going to crawl by at a snail's pace, while we're all sitting here refreshing our portfolios every 5 minutes waiting for something, anything to happen. Anyone else notice this pattern? Or is it just me going crazy over here? In other words, we're not seeing those explosive price rockets that used to get our hearts pumping like crazy. But, and this is a big but, XRP has an absolutely stacked lineup this month. We're talking possible ETFs finally getting approved, potential regulatory clarity that could change everything, and ISO 2022 going live. I mean, any one of these could be massive, and we might get all three. But wait, it gets even better when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Ripple is absolutely crushing it behind the scenes. We're seeing more and more companies building XRP treasuries, which is huge for long-term price stability. And here's what has me really excited. Could there be another major acquisition announcement coming soon? Will Ripple finally secure that banking charter we've all been waiting for with bated breath? Listen, there is so much to be pumped about as an XRP investor right now. And here's the best part. All of this stuff is happening in the short term. We're not sitting around twiddling our thumbs for years anymore, hoping something will eventually happen. The future is literally knocking on our door. Here's something fascinating. Bull markets keep getting longer and longer each cycle, and once Wall Street really sinks its teeth into crypto products, we could be looking at a solid 10-year run. That's absolutely wild to think about. But here's where it gets really interesting. This could turn into what I like to call a utility run. And honestly, nobody has a clue how long one of those could last because we've literally never experienced anything like it before in crypto history. So here's the million-dollar question. Could Wall Street actually kick off the first ever utility run in crypto? I'm talking about them using XRP for its actual real-world purpose, not just trading it for profits. Same thing with XLM, HBAR, XDC, and all the other utility tokens. If we start seeing the early signs of this happening, and I mean real utility adoption, you can bet your bottom dollar that 2026 won't have those crushing dips everyone's expecting. This thing could steamroll right into 2027, 2028, and beyond. Picture this, the rise of an entirely new financial system happening during a massive utility run at the exact same time. Mind-blowing stuff. But hold up, it's way too early to make these predictions with confidence. And anyone out there saying, this run is going to last 10 years, the 4-year cycle is dead, everything's up only from here, I'm calling BS on that. I just don't buy it. Here's what I do think. Specific cryptocurrencies with real utility could absolutely run for extended periods. But Bitcoin and Ethereum? I'm not seeing it. And here's why. The OG crypto investors, the early adopters who've been here since day one, they're already cashing out and moving their money elsewhere. And if they're not completely exiting these assets, they're doing something really smart. They're buying the ETFs instead of holding the actual crypto. We're literally watching this happen with Bitcoin right now. People are selling their actual Bitcoin and jumping into Bitcoin ETFs. Why? Because then they can use those ETFs as collateral for other investments instead of just letting their crypto sit there doing nothing. It's actually a brilliant strategy when you think about it. 100% XRP surge and new users. I think we're going to see this surge continue. You know what I'm noticing right now? There's this massive wave of brand new investors flooding into crypto for the very first time. You can totally tell by the questions they're asking on X. It's like watching crypto kindergarten in real time. Here's how it usually goes. Someone's friend tells them, hey, if you want to get rich, you need to invest in crypto. It's about to explode in the next 30 days. Whatever brings them here initially, once they actually start learning what this asset really is, that's when everything changes. They go from planning a quick flip to thinking, you know what? I'm buying this, locking it away, and watching it absolutely skyrocket. Because once you truly understand what XRP is built to do and how it's going to be used in the real world, it completely transforms your entire perspective on this cryptocurrency. And can we talk about XRP's chart for a second? It still looks absolutely stunning. Once this breakout finally begins, and trust me, it's coming, can you imagine the FOMO that's going to hit? I'm practically bouncing in my seat thinking about it. We didn't get to experience that crazy FOMO back in 2021 because of that whole Ripple versus SEC drama hanging over everything. Plus, it was nearly impossible to even buy XRP since it got kicked off most major exchanges. But this time around? Oh man, I think we're about to witness FOMO on a scale we've never seen before. And here's the kicker. At the exact same time, we're going to watch XRP supplies start disappearing from exchanges like crazy. When that supply crunch hits during peak FOMO, that's when things get really interesting for the price.
XRP-coded weak teas by top US exchange. So this is coming from Gemini. They said next week's looking real XRP-coded. So right off the bat, people were jumping to conclusions thinking they were about to drop some massive XRP announcement. But hold up, that's not what they were talking about at all. They're actually referring to the Ripple Swell event happening on November 4th and 5th in New York City. And let me tell you, I am absolutely buzzing with excitement to see what comes out of Ripple Swell this year. Here's the thing. Ripple has this tradition of making one absolutely earth-shattering announcement at every Swell event. So the big question is, what's it going to be this time around? Everyone was speculating it might be the ETF announcement, but we're already seeing how that's playing out. So maybe, just maybe, they've got something even bigger up their sleeves. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. But here's what I do know. And this gives me chills every time I think about it. When you look at the guest list for Ripple Swell, the caliber of people attending this event, it's like a who's who of global finance. That guest list alone should tell you everything you need to know. It's basically confirmation that you're invested in the right cryptocurrency. These aren't just random crypto enthusiasts. These are the people who move billions of dollars and shape the future of finance.
So, just like I mentioned at the start of this video, XRP managed to claw its way back into the green today, which is always nice to see. But let's be real, we're still stuck in this sideways dance for the most part. Here's what I'm watching for, though. Once we finally break free from this sideways prison, I think we're going to see XRP make a beautiful sprint to $2.80, and I mean fast. The real question everyone's dying to know is, will we smash through that next resistance level and finally kiss $3? I know every single one of you watching this is hoping that happens. Trust me, I'm right there with you, fingers crossed and everything. This week is going to be absolutely crucial. Let's see if Ripple Swell brings some serious fireworks to XRP's price action. And hey, let's keep our fingers crossed that Bitcoin keeps climbing too. We all know when Bitcoin's happy, the whole crypto family tends to follow.